All right, Stephanie, go ahead.
Hey, all right, thanks guys. I'm so excited you guys are all on. And if you look to the right of your screen, there's a group chat going on right now. So what I thought would be cool is we could ask questions and maybe make comments as we go, and then Sue and I can be looking at those. So at the end, we could go back and answer questions or anything that we talk about that just so we don't interrupt Sue as she's talking, but we don't want to ignore them. So we'll leave some time at the end. Deal? Okay. So thanks to you guys for being patient. I'm so excited to introduce to you Sue, and it's just been so much fun to get to know her better as a sales director. So I hope you guys look forward to that too, as you get to know our national and spend more time with her as you move into sales director as well. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, and I know Angeline and Stacy were both at seminar and got to hear more about this, but so I'll get to read this again, okay, for you guys. So here are some of Sue's accolades. She was a former elementary school teacher. She's been married to Tom, who has lots of special skills we learned about at seminar, fun things. They've been married for 33 years. They have two daughters, Emily and Ashley, both just as gorgeous as Sue, and just multi-talented and beautiful. And she's done 2 years in the court of sharing, 2 diamond rings there, 17 years in unit clubs, which is amazing. Her highest for 1 year was in the $650,000 unit club. One of my goals for our team is to be in that club. Has won 4-carat diamond rings, 14 carats of diamond NSD bracelet, $3,500 office package, trip to Costa del Sol, Spain, which was the top director trip, the NSD trip to London, and lots of $500,000 cash bonuses. She's even earned a 1-week trip to Mexico for Sue and Tom, which is so fun. So listen to this. This could get you excited. This gets me excited. In 1 month, her best check so far was $28,500. Amazing. Sue has earned 17 free cars, 8 pink Cadillacs, and 1 being the new and the best pink Cadillac Escalade. Her monthly go give was just this past year for the company, which was August of 2014. She got to stand on stage and became a national sales director on May 1st of last year, 2014. There are 36 directors in our national area and 2 DIQs, and she's earned over $2 million. Wasn't that exciting, Sue? She got to stand on stage and get this beautiful plaque that says $2 million, and her face said it all. She was like, oh, wow, I guess you don't realize it, and it's this huge number, $2 million. And her goal is for all of us to be Inner Circle this year, our second full year as a national area. So you guys are all a part of that, because she always tells us, when you're not sure if your order counts, it does, because every little bit makes us become an Inner Circle national area. And to have 75 sales directors, so that means if you heard the first number, we go from 36 to 75, and all of you on the call right now can help us get there. So I'm going to turn it over to Sue. She's going to take it away. I'm grabbing my notebook, and I can't wait to hear your words of wisdom for us, Sue. Thank you so much for being on. Go for it.
All right. Well, thanks, Stephanie. It's so much fun to have you all here and on. Hi, it's Stacy, right? That we met at seminar?
Yes.
Yeah. Stacy and Angela, you said, right?
Yep.
And first off, you guys, you are part of the #1, it was announced at seminar, #1 new national area of all the new nationals this past year. You're the #1. So when Stephanie said everything counts, it does. And welcome to a 6.8 million retail, you guys, national area. 6.8 million. That's almost 7 million in retail sales this past year, you guys. And we were part of the $180,000 gold circle, which is exciting as a national area. So like she said, we currently have 36 directors. We have 3 executive senior sales directors, 1 future executive, 6 seniors. And I know Stephanie is going to be a senior very soon. So we want to speed that up. And we have 11 directors, you guys, that did National Court of Sales this past year, and 3 directors who did National Court of Sharing. And we had 5 directors in the unit clubs this year. And the #1 unit was Lachelle Selesky in the $600,000 unit club. And we have 30 directors driving free cars right now. And some consultants, but 30 car drivers as directors. What a year. I mean, I am just so proud and blessed to have each and every one of you in our national area. And how did my husband put it, Stephanie? Don't ever think you're small potatoes in a Mary Kay deep fry. Yeah. because you really aren't. The company is watching what we're doing, and they are cheering us on to Inner Circle this next year. So this past year, we did 56% of what it would be to do Inner Circle. So I'm like, okay, we just need to not quite double, and we'll get there. So that's why the 75 sales directors. So I would love to see each and every one of you go for that goal this year. So let's see, one of the things I want to talk about too, and how you can help that, is by becoming a Cadillac unit. And I know that that has been Stephanie's passion, and I see no reason, you guys. You are such a strong unit. You have such team spirit. I mean, I've been to your unit meetings before, and you've got such team spirit and such heart. So there's no reason that you cannot, you know, accomplish that this seminar year, if not in the next few months. So also, too, I want to talk about the fall advance. The Google links are now on Facebook, okay, on our Pankow Powerhouse page. And just some contests. Well, first off, does everybody know? Can anybody talk back or no? Just me? Just me and Stephanie? Because I like to quiz them. I like to see what they know. So the fall advance, you guys are close enough that you would probably come Saturday morning, so it's just one overnight, so your fee is $175. That includes a registration fee, that includes the hotel that night, and it includes a couple meals and a snack. Okay? So that's what it all includes, which is a great price. And so $175, if you have not registered yet, you want to get your money, it's a post-dated check to Stephanie by September 1st, but you want to get that to her right away. We are halfway sold out, just so you all know. So Stephanie, as you get them, register them. I will register everybody who pre-registered at seminar, but get that to Jeannie right away so that they make sure they get in, okay? And just some of the contests that we're having for consultants, you guys, to be a VIP. Anybody on here, did anybody do a perfect 6 last month? Anybody do know, Stephanie, if they did?
I don't think so, but they're all shooting for the perfect 10 because we all got a second chance.
Yes. So yay. Hopefully you all know that if you do a perfect 10 in August and September, then you can be a VIP at the fall advance. So, and it's fun to be a VIP. I mean, you get special treatment. You get a special bathroom badge. You can cut in front of anybody. Haven't you always wanted to do that? Like, just, excuse me, I'm a VIP. Look out. And you get to do that, all kinds of fun things during the advance. So, and then if you are a red jacket, the minute you get there, we have 2 meals. That's the first thing you're going to do when you get there is eat. So at 11 o'clock, the red jackets are going to go into the red jacket luncheon, and then everyone else is going to go into the other luncheon. So you want to be in the red jacket luncheon. I have a special CD that you're going to love and die to hear. So you're going to want to make sure that you get that. And then if you're a VIP, you guys, you get to hang out and eat s'mores with me, okay, around the bonfire on Lake Michigan. So this is just, to me, just the coolest location, and is the Blue Harbor Resort. And I was just curious if anybody has ever been there before. So, Stephanie, have you been there?
No, but I hear amazing things. I can't wait.
It is just gorgeous. It is, just Google it, you guys. Blue Harbor Resort. Just Google it and look at the pictures. I mean, you could picture, if it weren't so chilly in October, you could actually be on the beach, or no, not the beach, but the Floridian Hotel at Disney World. I mean, that's how beautiful this place is. Oh, it is beautiful. So, all right. So that's the first thing I wanted to cover was the fall advance, and I just want to make sure everybody gets there. You know, one skincare class, boom, you got it paid for. So then the second thing I want to talk about is that perfect contest that we always have. And I want to read to you something that I read at seminar. So sorry, Stacy. And is it Angela or
Angeline?
Angeline. Okay. But do you guys remember reading this? One of our directors, she's young, she's single, it's the summer, it was July 4th in there, and, you know, she wants to do fun stuff on the weekends, but she knows the importance of doing a perfect 10, and so her name is Ashley Langer, and she said, I want to share my results with you for the first 2 weeks of July. Okay? And she said, you can do this too. She said, I have not worked a weekend this month. You guys hear that? I have not worked a weekend this month. I was up at my friend's cabin on July 2nd through the 5th. Then she met with her unit and had some visionary planning. Then she had her sister's birthday dinner on the 8th. She was at her girlfriend's cabin on the 11th and the 12th. And then she had a book club meeting with her girls on the 16th. So that was the first 2 weeks in July. Does that make sense? Okay, but listen what she did. Party number 1, 6 women, $820 in sales. Party number 2, 5 women, $162 in sales, and 1 new team member. Party number 3, 8 women, $676 in sales. Party number 4, 3 women, and $100 in sales. See how it averages out? You know, sometimes you're going to have $600 parties, sometimes you're going to have $100 parties. Party number 5 was 3 women with $370 in sales, and then party number 6 was $857 and 1 new team member. So, did you guys catch that? That is $3,031 in sales in 6 days of work and 2 new team members. And she still was gone on the weekends, having fun, doing fun stuff with her girlfriends. So, who could not get excited about holding? And that was her perfect 6, already done within the first 2 weeks of July. Does that make sense? So, you know, it can be done. And she just said, consistency is the key, and parties are where it's at. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, is holding parties. Okay? So, about a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, before we became a national area, I think it was right around the time I just had my 8th offspring, first line offspring director. And I knew, okay, this is it. We're getting this done. We are becoming a national area. And I booked myself silly. And you know what I heard was Ari Hathaway, who's a national sales director and now a friend of mine, because we were in Santa Fe, New Mexico together at the Executive Senior Sales Director and Elite event that the company flew us into. And Lisa Matson flew Ari Hathaway in to Madison, Wisconsin. So this was a couple years ago. And she talked about just sometimes there's just a little tweak in your business that you need to do, and it makes all the difference in the world. So what I heard her say is, she said she sends out a gift. The minute she gets a booking from somebody, she sends them, and we used to have these pink doing green bags. Do you guys remember those? They were like those tote bags. You can actually get plain pink ones at, what is that place called? That we use it for like Vacation Bible School. It's, what is that trinket kind of place? And it's online.
Oriental Trader.
Yes, thank you. Oriental Trading. That's what it's called. And they have just plain ones. But I loved our company ones. They were like $1.25. They were folded really neatly in a cute bag, or just a bag. And then we would wrap a pink ribbon around them. And I would slide the postcard right in there. And I would say to them, thank you so much or I'm so looking forward to your appointment on Thursday, December whatever 2nd. And have fun using this. Have this bag ready to put some of your goodies in that you're getting for free. Love, Sue. And so now we're down to, now what I'm using is this. I just use cute little bags like this, and it's the beauty blotters, because I do a lot of brides, or did a lot of brides at that time. So I put it in a cute little bag, okay, and then we attach, I don't, my assistant does, but then we attach it to the postcard with a bow, a pink tulle. You know what tulle is, right? Cheapest stuff. I will never buy another bow in my life. Mm-hmm. Tulle is it. Get different multicolors. You can, that's just, I got tulle on everything, okay? So use one of these. Put the beauty blotters in there if you don't have another option to give them a gift. And I mail that out with a postcard ahead of time. And I mail it the minute I book them. So sometimes it's a week in advance. Sometimes it's 2 weeks in advance that I mail this out. Do you guys know that that changed the whole direction of my business as far as the post or the appointments holding? It is incredible. When they get a gift, and when it was those pink doing green bags, I would arrive at the party, and I'm not kidding. She would have it hanging on her chair. She would have it, um, it would be hanging on the door. Somebody used it and went grocery shopping with it the minute she got it from me, and her chicken leaked on the bag. So there went the bag. But anyway, at least they're using them. Another bride she had all her wedding stuff in there. Her magazines and her clippings and her ideas and her contracts, things like that. So, if you can find something like that, like I said, from Oriental Trading, they're cheaper than, but at least you do get credit, on your wholesale orders for doing Section 1 products. So the beauty blotters, they cost us $3 wholesale. So whatever you decide, do something. Mail them something with a postcard. Slide it in a manila envelope and you mail it out right away. Do you guys, if they had to cancel, they actually were so apologetic about it that you couldn't even believe, because they had gotten a gift from me. So I thought, wow, what a difference. And Ari also talked about junior highing it up. And it's true. She said, come on, I don't care if we're full-grown women. She said, get out those stickers. So I ordered from my girlfriend's house every cute sticker I could find with lips on it, or here's a gift for you, or just, you know what I mean? And you put that on the outside of the envelope. Would you, if you got that in the mail, wouldn't that be fun to open? Okay? It's just something cute. Don't make it business. Don't think business-like. Think cute. Think junior high cute. Okay? All right, so that was the first thing. Then what Ari talked about was she gave Hostess credit. They get a gift certificate, and what I usually do is double it if they have at least 3 girlfriends there besides themselves. And that's how I kept it really simple. So I maybe gave them $25, and I doubled it. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
If they had 3 girlfriends over 18 besides themselves. And I say, oh, and please no more than 5 or 6 besides yourself. So what am I assuming when I say that? I'm assuming that they have a lot of friends, right? So it's actually a compliment to them. So make sure you say that. I always say, oh, and please no more than 6 besides yourself. So then what I tell them, what the guests are going to get are goodie bags. And here's my goodie bags. Again, from my girlfriend's house. Okay, what's in my goodie bag? Do you see the little tulle ribbon? Yep, there it is again. Love that tulle. And anyway, what's in this goodie bag is a piece of candy. There is a sample, a Section 2 sample. I think this one has Time-Wise Firming Eye Cream in it. But then, you know what else is in there? Everything they use for the party. So I'm not spending hardly anything, but it's the profile card. It is their washcloth. It's their mascara wand. It's maybe a color card if you're going to use color cards. I always did dash out the door looks because I needed to go fast, and it was most of the time their first facial, and I wanted to make sure I left time to do Mrs. Cab. So that's pretty much what's in here. But, it's really fun when you were able to get to the class and to be able to hand them something, okay? And I'm like, okay, just sit right down here, and I say, okay, everybody, because I really never knew how many people were coming. If you're pre-profiled, you could have their filled out profile card in here and say, oh, Beth, this is for you. Here's your, goodie bag. But if not, have them take it out right away and fill it out, okay? So that left time, like I said, and that way, everything was right there. I didn't have to go, you know what I mean, and set up too early, and I didn't have to take time during the party. All right, then the second thing I changed in my business, and this was about 1.5 years ago, okay? You guys, how many of you do Mrs. Cab at every party? 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Somebody else is waving at me. Okay, I never did. I don't know what was wrong with. I mean, I did a great eye story. I told them about Mary Kay, the company, but I never did a Mrs. Cab. I never did a marketing at a party. No wonder I never recruited in 25 years anybody from a party. Can you imagine? But I still got where I am because I followed up with them. But Here's the point. I needed to get the job done quickly. You all need to get the job done quickly, don't you? We want to see car winners in that unit. We want to see you in a pink Cadillac as a pink Cadillac unit. We want to see more red jackets. So how do you do that quickly? You guys, if you're holding, let's say, just 2 parties a week, and you're averaging 4 people at a party, think about that. That is 8 faces a week. 8 times 4, you're seeing 32 faces in a month. Just at 2 parties a week. 2, 4, 6, 8. And you're almost doing a perfect 10, by the way. But anyway, just 2 parties a week, 32 faces in a month. Well, how many do you think will sign up out of those 32 faces if you did a good Mrs. Cab marketing? Because usually it's 1 out of 5.
I was going to say 3, probably.
Yeah, 3 to 5, I would say, depending on, you know, how good your skills are at doing Mrs. Cab and how well you share. Now, there were parties I thought, these people don't want to hear about Mrs. Cab, and I had to make myself do it. But you know what? If you make a game out of it, so they got their goodie bags, they filled out their profile cards, I got the party started, and I thanked the hostess, made a big deal about her. I talked about the fact that we're going to be doing a little bit of skincare, a little bit of glamour. We're going to do our dash out the door look tonight. And then I also told them I'm going to share a little bit of information about our company. And I say, is that okay with you? And then what I do is I pull out the flyer for whatever cash giveaway or contest was going on in the Lisa Mattson National Area. We now do that with them. Did you see July's? We gave away 1,000. We haven't done it yet. That drawing should be coming up. Gosh, I bet she drew today or tomorrow. $1,350, you guys, because your directors contributed. So this time we are having a cash giveaway. It's retroactive as of August 1st. So anybody you facialed, anybody you brought to the meeting, or anybody who's watched the video link of a DVD of the marketing, and you've given Stephanie their name and number to follow up with, they already count. And this is our big cash giveaway. This is the one that is in Madison. This is where I met Ari Hathaway 2 years ago. And this is the one where and I think she's flying in, guess what? Those of you who were at seminar, Nikki Hill. And she was the number 2, top director at the Diamond Seminar. So we're still waiting on to make sure the plane, you know what I mean, whatever, that her schedule's available. But I think that's who we're having. So she's going to do a workshop in the afternoon, and then we have the big cash giveaway. So you guys, just so you know, everybody who is more than an hour and a half away from Madison, Wisconsin, gets their name in for the $500 cash drawing out of town, guaranteed. Okay? So if you want to be a part of that, then you need to give your sales director $10, because this is from all consultants and directors. It's not just where the directors pitch in, because guess what? Then you guys can bring people to Madison too. And do you know, last year I was there. We gave away, I think it was $4,500 or $5,000 cash that night. I have never seen more excited people on December 14th or whenever it was last year in my life. So you guys are close enough that you could participate, you know what I mean, and get their name in more times. So, and have them hear a guest speaker and a couple national sales directors. So anyway, but I love having a cash giveaway, or sometimes we've given away Michael Kors bags or Michael Kors watches. I love having an excuse. Do you guys? It gives me an excuse to be able to share the marketing with them, and they get their name in the drawing just for having a makeover. So I got to take a drink. Hang on. Cheers. Okay, so I lay out that flyer. So that is the first thing you do when those flyers come out of Lisa's office, which should be any day now. The flyer for the fall cash giveaway or December cash giveaway, you want to you want to have 2 copies and put them in plastic page protectors. Okay, so they're not all crumpled. I'm a former teacher. Don't crumple your stuff. Okay, have it nice and neat. Put it in a plastic page protector, and put it in your stuff for your parties. And then have a printed copy on your desk. You know why? because sometimes it takes us a while to remember to talk about it. I mean, all of a sudden I'd be booking and I'm like, oh, shoot, I cannot believe I forgot to tell them about the Michael Kors bag drawing, or I forgot to tell them that we're doing a cash giveaway. You guys, how much more likely are they going to hold if they know their name's going in? So when you're at the party, I lay that's on my very first page of my instructor's guide, my flip chart, my instructor's guide. And it says, I just lay it right on the table and I say, and your name's going in this drawing for over and I just say over $500 cash, just for having a makeover today. How does that sound? They're all like, woo woo. Okay. So then okay, we do that. Then I introduce them to the skincare. We do the skincare. Then we do the foundation. I do the wrist test on their wrist. How about this? How many of you do the wrist test? Okay, how many hands was that? Stephanie, can you go?
3. Yeah, there was at least 3.
Okay.
Oh, 4.
Okay. 4. So almost all of you. What you want to do, if you don't do the wrist test, do it on yourself when you get off this, whatever word it's called, Google Hangout. Okay? Because it is amazing. So if you have your hostess, I usually just do it on her, and if she's an ivory or beige skin tone, then you're going to want to pull out like a bronze, a darker bronze color. Now, if you have bronze skin tones at the party, you're going to want to pull out one of the lightest ivory shades. And do not use CC cream to do the wrist test. Why? Anybody know why?
Because it has a moisturizer, so I think it doesn't
Yes.
show the, yeah.
Exactly.
I've done it before, and I'm like, it doesn't look as...
Yeah, no kidding. Yep. So don't use CC cream. Use like our, matte wear foundation, okay? And anyway, you do the wrist test on them. You put the cleanser on, and how I introduce it, I say, okay, I'm a former teacher, so I'm going to give you guys a little quiz. And they all go, oh, and I say, I know. I say, but I'm going to see how well you were listening. And they're like, oh, okay. And I say, what does Mary Kay say to do every morning and night? What's the first thing? And they're like, cleanse. And I'm like, yep, with what? And they're like, and I hold up the bottle, 3-in-1 cleanser. And they're like, yeah, that's it. And I say, great. And I scoop up a little bit of cleanser, who's ever got some left. Don't use the combination of oily because you got to add water with it. So just use the, normal dry cleanser on her one wrist. And I say, great. Then I take her dirty washcloth and I wipe it right off. Then I say, okay, what does Mary Kay say to always follow your cleanser with? And they're like, moisturizer? And I'm like, bingo, that's it, yep. So I grab some, preferably normal dry moisturizer, all right, from somebody's tray or hers. And then I say, okay, great, how long did that take me? And they're like, 30 seconds? And I'm like, yeah. You guys, that's how long it takes to do, your skin. I mean, it's 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. Why do you want to tell them that? Because you've just talked and they've cleansed their skin and they've gabbed. So you've been you know what I mean? They think it takes 15 to 20 minutes to do this. So you need to bring them back to the fact that, okay, that was 35 seconds. I can do this. Okay? So after the wrist test, now they really like me. Okay? They are sold on the product. They are happy. They are like impressed. And I feel like I've gotten to know them a little bit. That's when I choose to do Mrs. Cab. Because I want to do it before we get into glamour, the dash out the door glamour. But I don't want to do it I didn't want to do it right in the beginning because I don't know them and they don't know me. So anyway, that's why I chose right there. So after the wrist test, they're sold before we get to glamour. Then I pull up that sheet again, right? The cash giveaway flyer. And I say, okay, now who wants to get their name in 5 more times just for listening a little bit more about our company and how we earn our money in Mary Kay? So who wants to, listen for a little bit and get their name in 5 more times into this drawing for over $500 cash just for listening? And they're all like, I've never had somebody say no. They're all like, yeah, sure. And I say, okay, great. Well, we're going to play a little game. And I don't use their purse because that takes too long. I just have him yell out what the, letter is. So I'll say, okay, there are lots of different reasons that women get into Mary Kay, but we're just going to cover 6 tonight, okay? And I say, and the first one, I'm going to give you a letter. You're going to tell me, why would someone sign up in Mary Kay? And it begins with this letter. And they're like, okay. And I say, okay, this is a reason someone would join Mary Kay. This is the reason I joined Mary Kay. And right before that, you guys, I do my I story. If I don't do it at the beginning, that's where I do my I story, okay? Then I get into Mrs. Cap. Okay, just want to make sure you said your I story first. All right, and then I say the letter M, and they're like, oh, money! And like 3 people say it all at once, and I'm like, great. And I start handing out tickets. You guys, I panic if I don't have tickets. I go everywhere with tickets. Where was I? I was in Florida a couple months ago working with Robbie, Stephanie, and she left. She has 3 rolls of tickets. They were all at her training center. I'm like, what? You don't have tickets in this office? You have to have tickets. We had like 10 guests sitting there and no tickets. So we just cut up little pieces of paper and had them put their name on it. I mean, so the point is, use tickets. So I give them a ticket and I say, yep, money. And then I explain how we make our money. And I talk about, you guys, and before, I don't know what I was thinking. I never did Mrs. Cab at a party. Number 1, I was afraid. Number 2, I guess I didn't want to seem pushy. Number 3, I didn't think there was time at a class. Number 4, why else? I didn't want to tell them about the 50%. But you know what happens? They don't care. If they're not going to, you know what I mean? If this isn't for them, they'll pay at full price. They don't care. And then the second thing is, if it's for them, they will sign up on the spot. And I have never, like I said, in 25 years had that happen, except for when I started to do this. And do you know it's still happening? So I know it wasn't just a fluke, okay? So anyway, okay, so the letter M, money, great. And I hand out 3 tickets. And I say, well, what we do is we buy our product for $1 and we sell it for $2. We buy it for $1,000 and we sell it for $2,000. You guys, we make a 50% commission. And they're all like, wow. And I say, so, and if this was their follow-up, well, I don't know. If I'm at a guest night, I'll say something like, so if you just bought $100 from your consultant last week, I say, don't be mad at her. Yeah, she made $50. You're right. But guess what? You could pay her for the rest of your life. She won't mind. Or you could say, you know what? I'm getting this stuff at wholesale. Forget her. And get your products at 50% off. That's your choice. Okay? So that's how I put it. But anyway, I talk about the money, 50%, and I talk about the average party being, $250 to $300. And then I do the math with them. And I say, what is that per hour? You're there about 2 hours. You profit half of it. And they go, gosh, about $150. And I say, yep. Now we actually keep or pocket about 40% at a party because we give away 10% to the hostess in free product. So guess what? Susie Q here tonight is getting free product. Are you excited? She's like, yeah. So then I talk about reorders. I talk about the fact that, oh my goodness, this is a residual business. Never sell anything that's not consumable. Have you all got your your Tupperware for life? It's like it has a lifetime guarantee on it in the first place. So, you open your cupboards, if they're like mine and it all falls out all over the floor, I got Tupperware. Or something that hangs on the wall. So, because people, you have it. I mean, jewelry, finally my drawers are just way too full. So, a product like Mary Kay, they wash their face every morning and night. The product goes down the drain. The benefits stay on the skin, but the product goes down the drain. So I talk about that. Then I talk about team building. And I say, and then on top of your parties and your facials and your reorders, guess what? Mary Kay actually pays us to share this opportunity and select sharp women that we want to work with. Okay, so you talk about that. 4, 9, 13% commission. Tell them stories about people you know. If you haven't had over, a couple $100 commission check, I tell them my first commission check was, I don't know. I don't even know what it was, $7 maybe, if that. But then when I became a red jacket, my commission checks started to climb. So I talk about that. Okay, then the letter R, and they all shout out, and you have to give them hints, recognition. Okay, so I say, this is something women don't always get at their job, and they will actually work harder for this than for money. And they're like, "Ooh, recognition?" And I'm like, "Yep." And if you were at a Mary Kay event, you would see a ton of it. In fact, you sneeze, you get a standing ovation, So I talk about that, at my teaching job, I didn't get the recognition at all. It was just work harder and work weekends. Then the next letter, S. Am I right? M-R-S. I don't have a sheet in front of me. Self-esteem. But I don't, I say, okay, the letter S. And they're like, looking, they're stumped. And I say, well, this is sometimes something women lack. Usually somebody gets it. Self-esteem, I'm like, yep, you're right. Okay? So then the letter C. And I say, this is something tangible. This is something that I drove up to your driveway with. This is they're like, car. I'm like, yes, that's it. You guys, then I pull out the car pictures. And I have it in plastic, and it's a picture of the, Chevy Cruze, the Equinox, Toyota Camry, or the BMW, or the pink Cadillac. And I tell them, oh my goodness, you can get a Chevy Cruze for working part-time. I tell them about my daughter who earned a car in college. You guys, she held her first party on January 15th, and first two parties, had a $750 day, and in March, she was a car driver. Hello? In 2 months, you know what I mean? And then became a director in April. So my point is, yes, they can earn free cars no matter when. And then I talk about A for advancement, and then I talk about B, being your own boss. All right? So once I do that, then I actually have them put their number between 1 and 5 or 1 and 10, however you guys do that. And you know where I have them write it? Right on the front of the profile card. Do not pick up those profile cards. Have them sitting next to their trays. My second party I ever held, I knew the hostess, and that was it. I didn't know a soul there. And I picked them all up, and I'm like, oh, I don't know a single person's name here. So the rest of the night, I listened for them to talk to each other, and then I would slap down the profile card next to her. I'm like, oh, okay, I got one. So don't pick up the profile cards until you remember their names. Anyway, and I have them right on that profile card, right on the front. And let's say, and I say, no 5s allowed, and they're like, oh, chicken answer. And so they write their number down, and then we go on to glamour. And I say, but before we do that, then I say, okay, that is great. And then I actually show them, but I have bonus question, and it's worth 5 tickets. And I said, but nobody asked me the bonus question yet. And they're like, what is it? And I say, well, what would the number 1 question be? If you were actually looking at doing something like this, what would your number 1 question be? And eventually somebody says, how much does it cost to get started? And I'm like, yes, I'm so glad you asked. And I pull out that sheet that has the starter kit on it, $100, and then it's got over $400 in full-size retail product. I lay that on the table, and I say, this is what it costs to get started, okay? And I say, just $100 plus tax and shipping. And I say, look what you all get in it, okay? Then I ask them their number, between 1 and 10. All right, so then I go on to glamour, and I'm actually walking around the table, aren't I? Guess what I'm looking for? I'm looking at that number, and I'm like, you are a 7, you're more than a 7. And I tease them. And I'm like, ooh, you're an 8. You know what? If you're an 8, you're probably a 10. Because 8s are usually 10s. 8s usually end up signing up anyway. And, you just you can get a feel for it. And then if they're like a 2 or something, I'm like, you are not a 2, Because a lot of times they'll ask you questions. You can give them tickets if they're real chatty. So that's how you recruit at a party. And then when I'm all done, and we're done with the glamour, I go through my set sheet, the skincare and the miracle set and my dash out the door set. And if you're doing a glamour look, my glamour set. And I go through all that, but you know what I have in the back? I flip it over, and on the back is, pretend, is the Set number 11 is that, what am I trying to say? Oh, the starter kit flyer, okay? And I said, or you could just get started and get your business rolling and get all your products for, you know, for wholesale. The choice is up to you. Okay, well, Susie Q, you can go ahead and, you know, serve your cookies or whatever, and who has to leave first? That's what I always say. Who has to leave first? And somebody will say, oh, I do. I got to get home to a sitter. And I say, great. After Susie or after Beth, I'll see Mary. After Mary, I'll see Susie. After Susie, okay. And then I go in the other room and I sit down with them. And I say, remember to bring your profile card. And I bring my roll-up bag with me. So I lay that out. I've got my set sheet. I've got my date book. And I've got some recruiting information there. But I just look at her and I say, oh my gosh, you're an 8? Are you really on the scale of 1 to 10? And she's like, yeah, I think I might want to do this. And I say, well, great. And I say, any other information I could give you, you know, that would get you from an 8 to a 10. And she'll tell you. And I say, well, you know what? And I'll answer her question. Or she might just say, you know, I really need to sleep on it. And I say, you know what? That's okay. But I'm going to go ahead, and if it's okay with you, Stephanie, I'm going to send you the link. We have a link, and you know what? If you find tonight that you wake up in the middle of the night and pink sheep are jumping in your dreams and you can't sleep, you know what? I'll send you that link. Is your email right on here? Oh, yeah, here it is. And you know what? You could become a Mary Kay Beauty Consultant by tomorrow morning. So if they don't sign up on the spot, send them the link. Okay? Then somebody the next person might come, and she's like a 2. And she's like, no, I could never see myself. And I'm like, hey, no problem. Thank you for listening, and now your name's in that drawing 6 times just for coming. Are you excited about that? And she's like, yeah, I could use the $500. I'm like, yep. So then I, you know, go ahead and say, well, what did you like best, you know, from the skincare, and I ask them the questions. So anyway, that's how you recruit from your parties. Does that make sense? It's simple. It's light. I never wanted to be pushy. But with that game and with tickets, and if you have the drawing going on, you know, I hope we never ever stop doing those drawings, or, you know, for prizes or cash, because it just allows us. And then, you guys, let's say she's a 6 or 7 or 8 and she doesn't sign up, then go ahead and send her home to the link. Not the link, but a DVD that she can watch online, okay? And then set a follow-up time to follow up with her. Don't leave there without, you know what I mean, having a follow-up time with her and seeing what she thought of that link. All right? So, all right, let's open it up for questions, Stephanie.
Yay! Sue, you did an amazing job. I love taking notes from you because I love that you're still such a great person explaining parties. I just look up to you as our national with that, too, that you have so much expertise in those last 2 years when you became a national area to really fine-tune all your skills on how you did your best parties, because recruiting at the parties is the best. And
yep,
that's exciting. So huge round of applause. Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and unmute, or Angeline, if you want to unmute everyone, if you guys know how to unmute yourselves. Yay! Okay. All right. So let's open it up for questions, or even if you just want to give Sue any feedback on something maybe you learned that you're going to try. So go ahead. Who wants to go first?
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
You guys have any questions for her or anything new that you want to implement? I love the gift giving idea. You've been doing that for a while about sending the bags. I love that. And then the beauty blotters are flat, so they go in an envelope easy.
Right, so it's not much to mail.
Right. So I like that. I kind of stopped doing that, so I want to do that again.
And you guys, how you track that is the minute I book them, that night I write out that postcard. I do not get up from my desk or my date book without having that postcard written, and then I set it on my assistant's desk and it goes out right away. So now, how are you going to remember who you sent it to? Put a check mark, okay? Put a check mark next to her booking name in your date book. And then I put G for gift, okay, so that you know you sent it. Any other questions on that? Can you guys see how that could help? Because they feel guilty if they have to, you know what I mean, reschedule.
Do you resend them another gift if they have to reschedule, or do you just say the first gift was good enough?
I don't, I don't send another one. No. And then I always text them. Oh, here's one other key little point is I text them probably about 3 days before I'm coming. And I say, oh, gosh, that's just permanent on my phone. But you guys know the dial. It's something like, what do you say, Stephanie? I'm trying to remember.
Like, I'm so excited to see you. Either, I've talked to 3 of your girlfriends, and, here's what time you can expect me, and that kind of stuff.
And if you don't, like if it's a bride or someone that's a cold booking lead and you don't know how many guests she has coming, what I say is, and how many girlfriends, will it be you? Will it be just you? Or how many girlfriends do you have coming? Question mark.
Okay.
You know that they respond to that right away? I don't know. I got to find it on my phone. But anyway, yeah. I just got a new phone, so I wonder if that transferred over. But I just say, hi, Mary Beth. Looking forward to seeing you on Thursday at 6:30. Can't wait for your bridal makeover. Will it just be you, or do you have or how many girlfriends do you have coming? And all of a sudden, I'll get a text back, like a couple hours later, 4. Another text back, 3. Another text back, 5. And I'm like, okay, great. See you then. So if it's a cold booking, you know what I mean, then I just show up with my goodie bags. Because that's why I tell them that I need to know how many. Oh, because I'll say, how many goodie bags do I need to bring? And I put that all in that text. And they do respond to that. Because, number one, they like you. You sent them a gift. And number 2, they know I need to prepare goodie bags for their girlfriends. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Yes.
So I'm like the queen of double facials right now, and I can't seem to get that third person. It's driving me absolutely insane. So what would be a good tip to get the hostess? I get a lot of well, I tried, but I don't have a lot of girlfriends, or my friends are all lame, or nobody wants to come. I mean, I have so many excuses. I could write a book on that. So, like, what would be your tip to get that third, like, elusive third guest that doesn't seem to want to come to parties?
I got it. And you know what the biggest thing is? You're not going to double her gift certificate. Because what did you tell her? Remember at the beginning, I say, oh, and I can't wait to give you your gift certificate. And if you have at least 3 girlfriends there besides yourself, or even if she has 2, Elizabeth, you're Elizabeth, right? Yeah. Even if she has 2, that's a party plus her, right? Because it's 3 people. Mm-hmm. So make it 2 or make it 3. I would say 3. Then I double their gift certificate. So I rarely go to an appointment that's not a party. They will find somebody.
And what is what kind of gift certificate? I mean, I've heard a couple different ways of doing that. So what do you give?
I usually do like $20, 20 or 25. It depends. If they were at a bridal show and they're sharp, I'll do $25. And if they get 3 people there besides themselves, I'll double it to $50. It costs me $25, and I've got, you know what I mean? And then I always say to her, okay, now Elizabeth, just remember, please no more than 6 besides yourself, okay? Remember, I'm complimenting her on, oh, she's got a lot of friends. So I'm just assuming. When we assume and when we expect is when stuff happens. So you just assume she's got that many friends. She's not going to tell you otherwise. No, I'm a loser and I don't even have 2 friends. She's not going to say that. So you just assume the best, okay? So I would give her gift certificate and, tell her about that. Hey, I've got $20 here for your gift certificate. Oh, and by the way, Elizabeth, if you have at least 3 girlfriends there besides yourself over 18, guess what? I will double it for you. She'll find the friends. So that might just get you over that hump, okay? Because what has she got to lose by having just one other girlfriend there? Nothing. But if you double her gift certificate, she's got a ton of free product to lose. Okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Anybody else? That was a great question. Anybody else? Stephanie, any questions for you? Or something that you...
I was just thinking, I like the having tickets on hand idea, so making sure everybody has tickets to play the games and just feel equipped to, you know, be able to share at every party.
Yep, and I don't bring the whole roll to every party. I peel off, you know, it's like arm's length, like, okay, I'm going to peel off like 5 arm's lengths, and I fold them, and I put them in my bag. Every tote bag, you come to my house, every tote bag I have has tickets in it. I got tickets in my car. I got tickets everywhere because I never want to be without tickets. If it's a game, it makes me feel better. You know what I mean? They're like all in, like, yeah, I want to do that. It's easier for me to be able to introduce that. Okay?
And I like that you talked about next steps as well. So if they don't sign up at the party, then it's talking about, you know, what's next. Because I think that's a big part of our group. Is like everybody between 6 and 8 is still trying to figure out, you know, what information they need to sign up.
Yep. You know, invite them to be your model at the very next meeting. Ask them to watch the DVD, and if your, you know, director can follow up or you want to get their opinion of it. And then, of course, book them for their follow-up. Because sometimes you come back to that second party with them. Now they really have gotten to know you, and they're like, you know what, I guess I could do this. You know, a lot of people need layering. I'm not saying, you know, but I just got good at Mrs. Cab and really finding the people right there at the party. So, I mean, the first time we did this, you guys, the very first time, Emily and I was at a party with her, and I got back from leadership, and we signed 2 people on the spot. My daughter just looked at me in shock. I'm like, shh. Act like this is normal. You know, oh yeah, this happens all the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, this works. And then the next day we recruited another 1 or 2. I mean, that is how, and I taught them to do it, and that's how they became sales directors, to wrap up our national area. And then I fly back out to Philadelphia. It happened just a couple months ago. I was out there, did a party, and I'm like, this party, you guys, was a zoo. It was. We had the dad walking in and out. We had younger kids walking in and out. We had people that came at all different times. I was just like, oh my gosh. But I thought, no, I have to do Mrs. Cab. We signed 2 on the spot. It just shows you. It's like, get them the information, because if you don't, what happens? I used to select 1 or 2 people that I would say, hey, can you watch this video, or can you come to my meeting? Well, now you've just lost how many people that you could have given that information to. And again, if you make it fun, you know, and do tickets, and, you know, and what they get for drawings is I always just wrap up cute little I want to say classified. Classic. Yeah, top secret product. If you wrap up classic product, and that's what you know, I'll do like 1 or 2 drawings from their tickets. Okay?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
And stop me if this sounds terrible, but would it be rude to say something like, if you had a crowd of women who just didn't seem like they wanted to sign up, would it be rude to say, wow, I'm kind of shocked we don't have anybody in this group who wants to sign up tonight? Or would that be like a good thing to say, kind of like to get them thinking like, oh my gosh, maybe to scare the person who wants to a little bit more, to like to get the chicken to come out, I guess.
Well, you might want to look at what their profiles say, the number on there. That's why I have them write it right on the top and circle it. And you know, a lot of times I'll be like, oh my gosh, Catherine, you are a 10. You put 8, but I know you're a 10. Don't you guys think she'd be great at this? You know, and they're all like, yeah, they're encouraging her. Do you know what I mean? So get that group going, and the next thing you know, it might push her over the edge. Okay? So yeah, I've had parties, of course I have, that nobody signed up, but I've always given them the next step. And I'm telling you, if you get good at it, but you gotta, it's just like a party. It's just like having your, your instructor's guide that you get good at, and you get good at selling basics, right? And you get good at getting bookings from parties. Well, now you got to get good at doing Mrs. Cap at your parties. Okay? So, good question. All right, Stephanie, I do have something to close with if it's okay.
Yes, I'd love it.
Okay. Well, this is a book I want to show you. It's, what's it say? Quantum Leap.
Oh,
It's written by Gloria Mayfield Banks. And I'm on the chapter that talks about passion. Because we just got back from seminar and we've got passion. I'm telling you. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes in from focusing on what excites you. So this chapter talks about, she said, can there be a quantum leap without passion? Is that possible? She said, I have seen some great things happen, but a quantum leap is not one of them. So even when you're doing what you love to do, sometimes you operate with passion and sometimes without. She said, without passion, you go through your day with just what needs to get done. But there's no creative energy and no new ideas, no joy. Life is just okay. She said, the next thing you know, one day has passed, then a month, then a year. She said, passion changes everything. When you work with passion, it is so much more powerful and impactful. A challenge, a deadline, or an event can cause passion to appear. Am I right to my consultants in our national area that were at seminar? Yep. She talks about there is now something that requires more of you and that helps you to embrace the outcome. You understand the benefits and rewards, and you become significantly interested in the success of the job at hand. Passion makes a difference in every area of your life, you guys. You realize how much you've missed it. You love the way life unfolds when you're passionate about your efforts. You're joyful about who you are. You start thinking big, really big. You are clear, ready, willing, and excited. Your confidence grows when you're passionate. Nobody can stop you or even try to get in your way. When you operate with passion, solutions to problems or challenges present themselves, and doubt disappears. Failure is not an option, and it's written all over your face. So when you want to make a quantum leap, it's important to understand what drives your personal passion. You guys, it's different for everybody. It affects those you love. It's relevant to your career, or it's how it makes you feel. Gloria said, my passion comes from the race. She said, I love a deadline. I revel in breaking records, and I enjoy the competition. Do you know what her love language is, you guys? It's power and achievement. That's Gloria Mayfield Banks. Power and achievement. Okay? Mine, I think, is freedom. What's it called, Stephanie? Freedom of choice. Yes. I don't always like to be told what to do. I like to set my own path. They say we're creative. I like to decorate. I hate to cook. So I do have some creative juices in me. But I like to do things when I want to do them. And that's why I was, even after on and off teaching 5 or 6 years or whatever it was, I still hated getting up every morning. I still hated being told when to come in, when to go home, and when to go to the bathroom. Because as a teacher, right, you can't leave the room full of kids. So you had to get somebody to come in while you went to go to the bathroom. Now, you guys, I can go anytime I want. I don't have to ask anybody. I can go all day long. So, I like that freedom and having that freedom of choice. So, but Gloria Mayfield is definitely power and achievement. You set a goal out in front of her, and you know what I mean? She's there. Gloria Mayfield Banks is on it. So she says, she closes with this. She says, passion can shift your perspective from fear of failure to one of embracing success. It changes your thoughts and therefore your behavior and your results. So know what creates passion for you and reignite it often. So my thought to you guys is, if you are not registered for the Fall Advance, come and get your passion reignited, okay? Join us on October 10th and 11th at the Blue Harbor in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. It's not that far for you guys to get there. And we have people flying in from all over the country. You don't have to buy a plane ticket. You just got to get in your car with some girlfriends and you show up. How hard is that, right? Hold one party for the 175 registration and you're good to go. All right? So thank you all. I'm so excited to see all of you as a Pink Cadillac unit, and I want to see all of you at that fall advance in your red jacket so you can join the red jacket luncheon. Okay?
Thank you, Sue. Oh my goodness.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Sue. We love you so much, inside and out, and we love the book you were talking about too. Everyone, we did it for our book club. Yay! Oh, look at all you guys. Love it. So, we could comment too. Yay. So, Sue, you know us so well, and I love your real life experiences, and you make us smile. Do you guys not agree? Like, Sue, I love that you make us giggle, yet we're learning, and it's just enjoyable. I could probably spend like 8 or 10 hours with you, Sue, and just listen to every word you say. So this was amazing, and I want to thank the team that's on too, because you guys took time tonight to be on, and I love you guys so much for that. And that every month we get to spend time together learning from the best of the best in Mary Kay. So 1 hour from our national, can you guys believe it? Give her a huge shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and we'll send you the link when we're all done so you can watch your amazingness and your American celebrity. So we love you, Sue. Thank you so much. And Angeline, thank you for putting this all together.
Yes, thank you, Angeline.
Yay. All right. You guys have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.